Hello everyone and welcome to the map Equilibrium. Today we'll be taking a look at a highlight viewer match of StarCraft 2. The Zerg player spawning here into the upper left corner, the red drones belonging to player. I actually already said it, the Zerg player. And their Terran opponent, the blue SCVs here in the upper right corner, it is Great Oz. Oz the Great. A wizard, perhaps? Possibly. Might need some magic to stop this quick spawning pool. It is a pool first. Was it a 12? Was it a 14? Or was it just a pool first? You decide, because you were probably paying more attention to that than my intro. I'm not offended, it's okay. We'll check in with this Overlord action cam. On the Terran side of the map, the double racks on the low ground. Somebody's been watching pretty much every Terran at the high level I've seen now. It feels like that low ground double racks, when possible, is pretty much just always a good idea, sadly. It's... and not even sadly, I should clarify that, because it nets you a lot of safety in the opener. You can get... oh dear, that's a roach warren. You can get some Reapers across the other side of the map, and perhaps scout the impending roach-flavored disaster that is coming. This is not a speedling, not a Zergling opener, actually. I thought it was just going to be Lings, but no, player here. Our dear Zerg, young player, wanting to go for something a little more substantial. Roaches, a bit bigger of an investment, but potentially more payoff. Zerglings die quite easily to a lot of the early game things. Reapers especially. Did you see that? You saw that Roach Warren? Alright. The Terran is going to see the Roach Warren even before the Roaches come out, which is absolutely ideal timing. And what is the response? Tech Lab, Reactor, Bunker 1, Bunker 2. Great Oz taking this very seriously so far. The initial roaches are going to spawn and walk right by... no, not walk right by. Well, most of them going to walk right by that SCV building a bunker. The Reapers show themselves. The roaches on their way to the other side of the map. The initial Zerglings actually get in. The depot lowered, which means bunker number 2 is in quite a bit of peril. Marines finish out of the barracks, immediately go into that front bunker. The Marauder makes it to the bunker as well. That bunker's a bit tough to repair, though. The Lings wreaking havoc. The SCVs are dying on the other side of the map. The Reapers commit to the drone line. This is still there. Reapers absolutely annihilating this drone line, but the Zerg likewise finally destroys the bunker. The barracks units switch sides. The second bunker was completed, which means these Lings should eventually be cleaned up. The Reapers, looks like one of them died. Yes, one of the Reapers fell down, not going to get back up, which means there's less for the Zerg player to have to clean up. Total worker losses, though. 8 were killed by the Terran, it seems. Which is definitely helpful, respectable, given the investment that the Zerg had to make. However, total losses, not quite so good for the Terran. Losing 14 SCVs, 2 bunkers in all of that. Bringing the worker count down to only 16. We'll just follow these Reapers for a minute. It's because I wanted to follow the Reapers for a minute, wasn't it? Oz, the Terran. Blue Terran here, throwing away a few Reapers. The Tech Lab was never killed, it looks like. Concussive shells finished for those Marauders. Stim, about halfway done now. And a few Zerglings make their way over here to just check out the front wall. I don't see the Zerg able to get a whole lot done. Only 8 Zerglings out now. I shouldn't even really commit. Concussive gonna slow that Zergling down to the movement speed of any other major unit. Overlord gets into the main base, sees a whole lot of nothing really. There's a factory and a magnificently placed engineering bay. How often do you see an engineering bay here on the upper ramp? Go ahead and tell me. I'm gonna go with quite rare. Stimpack about to finish up, which means these very confident and ambitious bio units are going to head out onto the map. It's a 3 racks build off of 2 racks. Roach Rush defense. Alright, get it right, guys. Keep your build straight. How will the Zerg player respond? What will the defense look like? The wall's going to be raised, which means those lings shouldn't get much done. Always good. The Zerg player opting for a few roaches, already having the roach warren at this point. Kind of cool. Kind of helpful, actually. The infantry for the Terran here decide to split up, go down multiple avenues, stemming forward up against the Queens. The Queen's in a bit of peril, actually. Concussive shell's really going to make sure they don't get away. No transfuses can go out, and the Roach Ling force responds to the defense. I just don't think it's enough Zerg, though. Don't tell me the Zerg just dies right here. More regicide on the field. The third base is going to be destroyed, and the Roaches Broodling combo here actually getting quite a bit done. The rest of the bio forces will be cleaned up, artfully morphing that Ravager. Roach into a Ravager, avoid a bit of damage. Ravager pops out nice and healthy. Yes, you thought an apple a day did you well against the Doctor. Try a Ravager cocoon. Coming near you for $19.99, plus shipping and handling on those minerals. With these emotional support drones going to help out the one making the hatchery. Well, the bio forces going to be cleaned up. Medevacs at last on the way, and both players appear to be taking a bit of a macro turn. I'm loving this hero Ravager, the commander of the operation, the general in charge. It appears the Zerg wants to commit to Roach play. I see 1-1 Roach speed, even taking the gold base. Great choice, great ambition. Great Oz. Opting not for a third CC yet. Instead, we might have a clash here in the middle of the map. The Terran forces vastly outpower these Zerg forces, though. Even a siege tank coming in to back them up. Concussive gonna help isolate, pick off some of those roaches, which without roach speed really don't have much hope of trying to outrun the bile of sass. You do it, Ravager. Terran checking out how many forces are over there. Zerg, traffic, crosswalk here. I do not like this fight for the Zerg. Ling's trying to connect it. Decent arc from the Roaches, but it's still just a lot of bio. And Marine Marauder can absolutely shred Roaches. More Zerg reinforcements streaming in, more Terran from the right side though. The Strike Force not yet finding their purpose. The Terran gonna push forward, pick off a few of the Overlords. Lings go in and attempt to get us around, but again, just far too much Terran here. You know what this really needs? This is why we get Infestors. Infestors, it feels like, are almost mandatory for Roach Ravager play versus Terran. You need some sort of splash. You need some way to pin the bioforces down. We're gonna pull the boys. Drones pulled off the line against far too much army supply. Reinforcements from the Zerg. The queens are at the front. Transfuse is a little lacking though. We hit the one that was full health, which was not quite ideal, but she's actually going to survive, so I can't talk crap about it. Now that the defense has had the strike force, the General Ravager, which is his formal title, of course. Uh-oh. Well, he will receive a posthumous commendation, I'm sure, and a gift basket to his family. Ravagers have families. Have we established, do they have families? Are they related? They have, like, clusters or broods, maybe? Oh no, General Ravager was from Dagoth's brood. Now we have to send a gift basket over to Dagoth. Possibly. How are our upgrades looking? 1-1 for both. Nobody started. Oh, we have +2 armor on the way. Carapace on the way for the Zerg, who has amassed a respectable amount of Roach Ravager. Now getting the jump on some of the Terran forces. Will be flanked from the right side, though. Biles connecting on some of the medevacs, actually. Decent shots there. Siege tank on the low ground, offering some support. Ravagers not so great just on their own, though. They're going to try and get the siege tank, which is not going to work. Ravagers really do need some help. It's a little tough to make pure mass Ravager work. They're honestly a little fragile. Roach is a bit more durable, armored than the Ravager counterpart. Lings help out too, get surrounds, pin things in place. One of the greatest advantages of the Ravager is its extra range. Decent amount of Marauders here, but a flank from the Zerg is going to deal with the siege tank and force the medevacs to pick up. Then drop 10 feet away. Just go home. Go home, Terran. Zerglings trying to respond. Marines rally to the medevacs. Just pick them up. Just get out. Oh my gosh. Rallying the forces across. Instead, actually just going to have to pick them up, which is quite funny. Marauder, unfortunately caught by those Zerglings. Did you just cancel? I swear I saw +2 missile attack in the production tab. But canceling it to go for melee. Because your Zerglings are doing just that well? Strange choice. An odd decision for sure. On the Terran side, getting that third base established. Planetary workered it up. Marine Marauder Siege Tank, a very normal composition. I'm disgusted. This is awful. Speeding this up. We have an infestor-free Roach Rav day here, which just kind of concerns me. Little worry you get those rocks, though. And on the Terran side, Biotank. Waiting for the mech transition, the mass cyclones to show themselves. It doesn't appear to be on this Terran's mind, though. Hive on the way, Bane Nest, not quite what I was hoping to see, but might get the job done. Lings taking the scenic route over to the planetary. Biles spread nicely onto the SCVs, trying to repair that planetary. The Terran forces come back, and the Zerg opts to retreat closer towards the Terran army and lose everything. Yes, step 1, of course, build army. Step 2, lose everything in a semi-glorious battle fashion. Step 3, submit replay to Indigos Gaming for e-fame and internet glory, yes. Obviously the path to success. We have a Hydra Den, which might be fine, as long as you don't actually make Hydras. Turn them into lurkers, sure. Roach caught out in the middle of the map. I'd love to see a scan from this Terran deal with some of the creep tumors. Instead, opting to try and get the jump gets a couple of the Ravagers before they even really do anything. Splash damage quite lacking, but the surround is looking great from the Zerg player here. Upgrades in favor of the Terran, who, recognizing the lack of anti-air, might just try and pick up and get out. Hey, the Zerg player making the right choice here. I have a Hydra Den, but I know better than to make Hydras, right? Getting the Hydra upgrades though, which is okay. That's fine, you're allowed to get the Hydra upgrades, because if someone were to accidentally use the Hydras before they became lurkers and therefore viable, at least you have their research upgrades. And then we won't make complete fun of you, laugh at you all the time. Ooh, the siege tank just a little more aggressive than he should have been. Terran not quite ready to deal with that. The rocks, the true threat to the Zerg player though, yeah. Local fauna, flora. I don't think rocks... Now that's a dilemma. Flora. Rocks? Are rocks flora? I'm gonna go with no. Flora tends to be natural life. Flowers, grass, trees, but not living creatures. Because that's fauna. Are rocks alive? And that's an existential crisis for another day. The medevacs leaving the Terran's base, 7 lurkers on the way, and plus 3 armor. About halfway done. Oh, finally. Finally, a fusion core. It only took 18 minutes for the Terran to remember what the good units are. Quadruple starport. Not all of them have tech labs, just yet though. There's time. Oh, the Vipers. Going to be spotted as they drink from the hatchery. Get him out of there. Well, now I know why this one wasn't making infestors. If you can't handle Vipers, don't try infestors. Pro tip of the day. Lurkers, moving a bit forward. Scan goes out, sees it's only 3? I could take that. Oh yeah. Marauders, quickly deal with those lurkers. Hydras actually being useful in their pre-lurker state. Shooing away those couple of medevacs. Not looking to get the kill just yet, but might end up getting it regardless. Decent surround. Parasitic bomb out onto the medevac here. Will it fall? It does. Only a couple of the Marines can actually get out, and the Viper is the first to the party, which is not very good for the Viper. Do not lose this Viper, please. I beg you. Lurker will get the Marines. I don't know, guys. I don't know how they do it. I don't understand it sometimes. Alright, the first of the battle cruisers makes their way onto the map here. How are their upgrades? Just +1 attack. Second armory's finishing up now, though. Yeah. Second armory, so I expect to see more ship upgrades. How's the anti-air from the Zerg? Now, of course, the Zerg player was making... What happened to all the Hydras? There's 10 Hydras. I guess they got turned into lurkers. Usually a great decision by the Zerg player. Usually I have to commend that choice. However, up against battle cruisers, lurkers are less than ideal. I'm not convinced the Zerg has actually spotted it. Oh, alright. My recommendation, then, the senior player here. Overlord speed and sacrifice a few overlords, because vision is key. Morphing 10 lurkers here up against a battle cruiser building Terran. You guys do the math. I think we all know how this one's gonna go. A decent army here. Ling Rav, Lurker, Viper. I do like the Vipers. Can't really ever go wrong with Vipers unless, of course, you throw them away. Then you're going very wrong with Vipers. Then try Banelings. You can throw those away and they still do their damage. Ling Ravager trying to wrap around, get closer to the planetary. The Lurkers finally getting rid of those rocks. Very interesting SCV time. Yeah. Viper, where are you going? Okay. The army shifting over to the left side. The battle cruisers thus far decorative. Great Oz not wanting to play that battle cruiser trump card. Lurkers inching a bit farther forward. Go for the planetary. A blinding cloud onto the planetary fortress. Looks like it was targeted onto the SCVs though. Terran losing a bit of economics here. Multiple planetaries falling, SCVs dying in droves. 70 have been killed so far. The battle cruisers at long last remove their decorative status and opt to teleport across the map. Immediately get the Hive double spire on the way, which is probably the worst time to be building a spire, as 9 battle cruisers are completely decimating the base here. The supply depot door is left down. The Zerg forces will get into the base. The Vipers doing about as much as I feel like doing today, which is yeah. Some more Terran forces over on the other side. Total army though, 11 battle cruisers, 12 just finishes up. Will it actually get out though? Oh, of course it'll get out. There's no anti-air here. Actually, leaving this one over here might be really helpful. There's only 7 Hydras. No Corruptors. The Spires aren't even done yet. And the Zerg player has lost a lot of economy in this time. Bioforce, dealing with those battle cruisers at the 3rd, at the 4th base locations. The gold was completely mined out here. Wake up! Wake up! Oh no, the Zerg player's supply blocked now. Only 9 Corruptors able to get out, 8 Overlords on the way. The battle cruisers find more Ovies though. Ouch. Losing way too many Overlords. It's a base race if I've ever seen one. The Terran though, rightfully doing Terran things, gets that orbital up into the corner. I don't believe parasitic bomb can be targeted onto buildings. No, I don't think so, but that would be quite helpful here, wouldn't it? I think both of the Spires were just lost. Yeah, both of the Spires lost, so there's 9 Corruptors out. Apparently morphed far away from the front line here. The double Marauder attack force here, getting work done. Battle cruisers flying around doing battle cruisery things. Command center makes its way over to the bottom right. One of the Hydras was shooting at it though. I think the Zerg player sees it. The Corruptors, yeah, they're on an attack command over here. Total buildings, it's 1 command center, 1 orbital. Up against a few of the Zerg structures left though. The problem is there is no way the Zerg player can beat this army, so it's entirely up to these Corruptors. You're spitting? I spit. Is it really faster? It probably is faster. Well, that's 1. I don't think player knows where it is though, and the battle cruiser's wreaking havoc. It's 3 extractors and an infestation pit that's bleeding off of creep. No. Player does have enough minerals to actually make a hatchery. Where are the drones? the drones not going to be able to make a hatchery. And it is now one extractor to one orbital. The Overseer finds it. Go! Oh no. Battlecruiser warps over the extractor. The Bile's missing the target. Yamato! Oh my word, that was close actually. Battlecruiser nearly dying to get that final extractor. All of the Zerg buildings will be destroyed, which is going to eliminate player from the match. Great Oz is the victor. A test of fortitude, a test of tenacity, and above all else, staying calm in that late game base race. Very well done, very entertaining to watch. Thank you for the submission. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day.